actress Bitsy Tulloch is here live to teach us how to fight monsters in Grimm. Then in Gadgetron, we rate Sony's new 7.1 soundbar. It's got 3D surround sound, and it all comes from one speaker. Plus, we check out hats inspired by summer blockbusters like G.I. Joe, Spider-Man, and the Avengers in Threads. Also, Microsoft is integrating the Kinect into laptops using Sonar technology. I'll have the details in the feed. And we hope you like free music because we have got some hot new tracks and free beats. So don't go anywhere. Attack of the Show starts right now.
Forced appreciation.
No, that was not forced.
It was, actually, and that's okay. I appreciate it nonetheless. I'm sure you're all recovering from Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
And I'm Candace Bailey. We're coming to you live.
What are you doing? Candace,
What?
what are you doing?
Oh, I've been pulling tortilla chips out of my hair since Saturday. No biggie. Just eat them.
As much as I don't want to know, I actually do want to know. What did you do for Cinco de Mayo?
I just bathed in tortilla chips.
That was it?
I just bathed in them all day.
Just gave yourself a shower of Mission tortilla chips, or stuck your head in the bag directly in it?
I was working all day, so.
Oh, bummer.
I know. It's okay. What'd you do?
I celebrated with a Russian friend. That's as close to
That's
close as
okay.
we got. Yeah, we made some enchiladas. I salted a beer.
What does that mean?
Salted a beer, like you pour salt into a beer
Why would you do that?
to add salt to the beer that you're drinking.
What?
Corona lime, little salt in it, or if you're a Bud Light lime kind of guy, you know, you go ahead and just put it in there. And no, people say like, oh, do you salt the rim? No, you can't. If there's anything I've learned over the last few years, you can't stop at the rim.
Kevin!
You gotta put the salt
Kevin!
directly into the beer.
How much salt?
It'll fizz up.
You do a little pinch?
A dash to taste.
A dash.
Yeah,
Okay,
a
never tried
dash.
it. We'll have
Try
to try it.
It's really good. It'll make
Okay.
the beer foam a little bit, so drink it down. But in other alcohol news, Naga chili vodka is something that I just found out about today. You know the ghost pepper? Yeah. There's the Scoville scale, which is how hot something's going to be. This thing is like off the charts. It's where you watch YouTube kids chugging milk and crying and then vomiting.
We're doing that in Attack This today?
Yeah, we're going to take a shot of
take a
that
shot.
vodka that's made from the ghost chili
Honestly,
later today.
I'm probably only going to be able to get like this much in it, and then I'm going to cry.
We're gonna cheers, shoot, and then regret it all night.
Oh, God.
That's how drinking with me works.
All right, we'll get to that later, but right now let's take a closer look at the videos currently blowing up online.
Oh, okay. Let's go around the net.
Okay.
We just lost a tortilla extension.
You weren't supposed to show them.
There's guac on the carpets, kids.
You guys like videos, right?
Yeah, you do? Sure. Well, this one's from Korea.
Here.
And if... What is back? And if this video is any indication, people there are quite unhappy about gas prices. You want to make a no?
Yes, no, please.
No.
That's a really good one.
Okay, tell us the setup, and then we'll decide if you can tell the joke.
Okay, it's a fast food place, and that guy's in a big hurry.
No, you can't. You can't do it. If that.
Really?
No. Hey, orangutans. They're greater apes that are found exclusively in Asia. Yeah. It's true.
And while they may inhabit the rainforest of Sumatra, apparently they do all their shopping at Neiman Marcus.
So he called the airline and said, I just to book a ticket for my friend and I, and he's a little about to fly.
Honey, look. Honey, look.
Tell the story.
Look.
He just dressed? Did he just get dressed?
He just got dressed. He just put that coat on.
Whatever. I lost interest. I'm not gonna lie. That's no big deal. I see I see homeless people like that walking around all the time. It's true. They got like one flamboyant shirt on, no pants. They just sort of lumber about and what?
That is an orangutan.
Okay, fine. I'm not giving him any change either. It's the exact same thing.
No change?
I'll pretend like I'm looking for it in my pockets and then go, oh no, I'm sorry, you're scary because you have a home.
You do the cell
And then walk
phone
away.
thing.
I do fake phone calls. That's the worst. And you have to be very angry when you're doing them too, or else people will still bother you.
Yeah,
Like people that want to save rainforests or whatever with their clipboards.
They're
and I'm just
always
trying to
across
get a
the street
Baja
at
Fresh burrito.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
They're always there.
That's it.
One guy chased me down yelling at me. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm late for work. And he's like, you don't have time? I was like, no, I don't have time. I'm late for
Tree
work.
murderer! Candace is a tree murderer!
I am.
I would have run away too.
Now, we have no idea what this next video is, but we think it's an attempt at some sort of music.
It's titled Nice Piece, and it has a peppy tune, and it kind of involves schoolgirls.
Nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, all for only one. いつも素敵なリズムに乗せて気がつけば飛躍さだなあなた思いささやくよ Nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, nice piece, all for only one.
I don't know. Aren't kids supposed to run from the aging Japanese man in the schoolgirl
Yes!
outfit?
Yes,
So-
definitely run. He is the Fukushima of innocence. Stay away! Stay away! Hey, you know what else kids love? What? Dinosaurs.
They do. They do. You know what else they love?
What?
Robots.
Ah, robot dinosaurs? Hey, that's so much.
Careful, Zach. There could be dinosaurs. Run, Zach.
What is it? Are you scared? Zach, hurry, come back!
That is a child who just experienced an extinction level event in his pants.
No, Kevin. Whatever is in his pants was created by a higher power.
I think you're debating the difference between creationism and social Darwinism. I'm just talking about poop.
Oh, okay.
So
Just poop.
if we're being clear
Okay,
about that.
got
Okay.
it.
Hey, huge thing we have to do, we really do. Joss Whedon, we got to congratulate him. And really, we have to congratulate everybody that was involved with Marvel's Avengers. Huge opening.
Yay!
Yeah.
Over the past few days, the movie shattered the box office record for biggest opening weekend with sales over $200 million.
Yeah. And we are
Crazy.
honored and privileged to be able to give the official Attack of the Show box office cup to the Avengers and simultaneously take it away from the previous record holder, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Potter fans, but no more.
Here to accept on behalf of the Avengers is Iron Man! Hey, Iron Man, are you okay?
All right, go on!
I'm fine. I'm fine. I just did.
Are you okay?
I just did a little celebrating over the weekend.
Oh, okay. Do you want to just
okay.
hand
You want to
this
get him
him?
some water? Or anything?
okay, yeah,
You gotta
I'm
step
good,
back
I'm
to my.
good.
You never met Iron Man. Candace,
no.
Iron Man.
I've never met Iron Man.
Okay, no, I'm good. I got it under control.
I'm sure he's fine.
I
Just
got
don't give this reward,
I just had a big breakfast.
Iron Man, I
just
want
had
to
a
give you
big
this
breakfast.
trophy, this prestigious trophy. I want you to go ahead and have
Oh,
it.
yeah, thanks.
Okay, here you go.
Just
Okay.
give us a bit. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you
I think
for the
Iron Man's trying to
prestigious
thank us for
for
the
the
award,
award.
and I'm sure he's
Happy
very
to
happy to accept it.
Oh,
For everybody, thank you, Iron Man. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome, guys. Thank you. Thank you,
Iron Man
guys.
does this. It's
It would have been nice to have had a warning since I just got thrown up on.
yeah. it's a prototype suit, and we just don't. Aquaman, what are you waiting on, buddy? Come on. But, hey, you said you wanted to be an Avenger. You just get over it. They don't sass us. Just clean it up.
I feel so much better now.
Okay. Still ahead, Matt Myra shows off Sony's new 3D soundbar.
Prepare for super simple surround sound after the break.
Do you want surround sound for your home theater, but you find that you're, I don't know, too lazy to actively set up anything more complicated than a toaster? Great. Gadgetron has a solution. Welcome back, Matt Myra! All right, so this looks pretty simple, and simplicity is something that I think a lot of people look for in a home theater system. 3 pieces.
Right.
That sounds simple enough even to me. This is the Sony CT550W soundbar.
Oh, it's the best name I've never heard. Yeah, this is the CT550. This is an upgrade over the 150 that they just had last year.
So 550 isn't
simplicity-
an indication of the watts at all. It's just
No.
the model line?
This is 400 watts, but we'll get to that. Simplicity in the design. Look at this thing. This is
Yeah.
very basic.
It's good looking.
This
Sub
is a
here.
nice 40-inch long bar. This is so there's 3 parts to this. You got the AV receiver, you got the soundbar itself, you have the subwoofer right here. It's really light. The soundbar itself weighs 5 pounds.
Wow.
So you can mount that easily to the wall, which I recommend because if you're going to get this along with that Sony Bravia TV we reviewed a couple weeks ago with the dead penguins.
But to be fair, the dead penguins do not come with the TV. You have to buy those separately.
Yeah, but look at how low that thing sits. So
Yeah,
it's not
really
going to
low.
fit, underneath this thing. You're going to want to throw it up on the wall.
Sure.
You got the subwoofer, which is wireless, thanks in no small part to this stupid wireless card that they've decided to include.
We were just saying moments ago, Sony, if you're going to build in wireless, build it in!
Yeah.
Why? Like, I get that some Sony engineer was like, oh, someday someone's going to want to replace this with a new higher-end wireless. No, they're not! Whatever you're thinking, they're not going to do it. They're going to buy a new one.
You know what it did, though? It made that one guy's unboxing video a little more exciting.
It did. And, here we have item J16. This is the wireless card here. We're going to plug that back in.
And the third piece of the puzzle here is this AV receiver that comes with it.
Okay, so subwoofer, wireless bar,
Yeah.
AV receiver. With the inclusion of the AV receiver, the CT550, it gives you plenty of bang for the buck. Okay, so you said it was 400 watts.
Yep.
That's peak power.
400 watts of peak power. So this thing absolutely will fill up a large room. You can pipe this through all your devices, thanks in no small part to the inclusion of the HDMI ports on it. We got
yeah, there it is,
Kev. There's 3 HDMI inputs, 1 output, and there's also digital audio input as well, which is something I actually use still. No component, which is a little disappointing because I'm that guy that still connects my Xbox that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, component. I'm
What are you
sorry,
doing?
everybody. I don't know. I just
Okay.
don't want to go spend $50 on another
No,
connector.
no, you'd rather spend $4 million on a guitar collection.
Well,
I've got 47 guitars in my house, but I use
Priorities.
component cables for my Xbox. Fair enough.
listen, at normal power, this thing puts out 134 watts to each channel on the soundbar. So
That's nice.
plenty of power.
All right, so this thing touts 3D surround sound.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no rear speakers with this setup. I'm
Yeah.
familiar with Yamaha's sound panels and the way that bounces sound off the walls.
Yeah.
Does this thing work pretty well?
Well, it does work pretty well. This technology Sony calls S-Force,
Oh, all right.
which is
Assemble.
a fancy new comic. But Sony says, hey, check this out. They just have a boring graphic on the internet that shows you how this works. Like, literally, some guy drew it in clip art 20 years ago. Like, that's what it looks like. Sony claims the technology is from the speaker itself rather than bouncing signals off of walls. But it works okay. I wasn't blown away at first. And the danger with a system like this, I find, is the ease of setup. Because it's so easy, people are just going to plug it in and just use it like that.
Right.
And they're going to be like, well, it doesn't sound that great.
It's loud, but
point
it
is-
doesn't really feel like surround sound.
Yeah, you got to calibrate it to whatever room you're in.
And what are the options? Is it a mic that you stick in the room and let it ping itself?
Well,
or you-
calibration actually is pretty easy. There's a ton of options. This being a Sony receiver, you're going to have a bunch of those preset modes,
Sure.
like game, movie, sports, etc. What's actually pretty nice here is the ability to assign a mode to each input.
Okay, so,
it'll always
if I
remember.
were, I don't know, living in 2000 and I was hooking my Xbox up through HDMI,
Sure.
I could set that to be the game mode, so when I switch to it, it's automatically that surround.
But the problem with those modes is I've never really been impressed by them. I don't know if you've been around Sony stuff, but like they have like concert mode, which is what a concert would sound like if it was in a tin box.
Yeah, if you emptied out a can of
ridiculous.
soup and put REM in there, and
That's
just
what
put
it
it up to your
sounds like.
ear, that's
And
what
the
it sounds
sports
like.
mode just. It's the worst sounding thing in the world.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just use the regular surround mode. Don't flip to the preset.
Yeah,
modes.
it's really just tweaking the surround, giving it slight reverb and echo effects to make it sound like you're filling the room with
Yeah.
stadium sound, but it just makes it a little
it's
choppy.
odd.
Well, once it's calibrated and ready to use, what's the sound like then?
The sound actually overall, I thought it was very good, but the calibration of the subwoofer out of the box, the subwoofer's set really, really low.
Yeah.
So you're going to be underwhelmed by that. But once you adjust it, the bass is really great. The highs are excellent too. However, I did find the mids in every setting I tried to go through, they're a little washed out.
Interesting. Okay.
I still do think this makes a decent sound system. I mean, a lot of people are just using the built-in speaker on your 1-inch thick TV.
Right.
And that is not what you want to do, people. You need to hear this review in surround sound. I'm behind you.
What? How many women have heard that as the last thing? The last thing they've ever heard.
In fairness,
That is-
5.
Okay.
That they can prove.
More than me. You can get the Sony CT550W for $399. What is the verdict, Matt Myra?
We're gonna give it 4 out of 5.
Oh my God.
I like the simplicity of the system. I like the way it looks. The subwoofer is great. It's wireless, so you can put that anywhere. Technically, not really wireless because it does need power. But it worked well as a 2.1 system, so if you're gonna listen to music on it, that's great. 3D kind of feels like a gimmick on this thing, but once you calibrate it correctly, it's good. $399 is a little bit pricey. That's why it's sort of being held back from for a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
But yeah, and I did
you're-
want to just add something.
Please.
About the guys that stand at that Starbucks and ask for money. One
Yeah.
time, Hardwick and I were running away from them, and we literally turned to him and said, "How much money will it take for you to leave us alone?"
Oh my God.
The answer was $80.
Oh. And what did that do? Did that save a rainforest, or did you?
I don't know what we saved. Hopefully, it was something good. But anyway.
5 minutes of your lunch is what you saved
Yes.
by giving him $80.
But anyway, yeah. So
if you
that's
happen to go to a friend's house, though, and they do have one of these kits, make
Yeah.
sure you take this from the back of it.
Please.
Don't tell them.
They won't know what's wrong with it.
Just take it. Yeah.
They'll never know.
Yeah, and they're
What
not
are we
gonna.
look
We're
for?
not gonna tell.
Take them both.
There you go. You take them both, Matt Myra, because
Thank
you
you,
deserve
Kevin.
it. Matt Myra, everybody. That's it for today's Gadgetron. If you have a gadget you'd like to see us write, email us at gadgetron@g4tv.com. If you'd like Matt Myra to whisper that he's behind you in your ear, find him on Craigslist. Clothing. It's important. Because if you're not wearing any, you're going to get put in jail.
Oh, no.
Believe me. Here are some new ways to keep your head covered, courtesy of Threads. Shopping. Look, it's only fun when you're doing it for yourself. So forget Mother's Day for a second and pay attention. New Era is primarily known for the official on-field cap for Major League Baseball. But they also have some pretty rad hats coming out to coincide with some of the summer's biggest blockbusters.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Hey guys, I'm Katie. I'm here at New Era Los Angeles at our flagship store, here to tell you about a couple cool things coming out of New Era this year. So here we have the G.I. Joe Dog Tag Collection, celebrating a lot of characters in the movie. So we have guys like Cobra Commander, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and even Roadblock.
Look for these and other G.I. Joe hats to hit stores soon, and prices will range from $26 to $35. And if you're looking to take your Spidey fandom to the next level, check out these freshly spun threads.
This first one here is 360 graphics, actually supplemented right on the cap. On the undervisor here, you have some web hits. This is a really cool cap with a lot of detail. You see kind of this honeycomb texturing to call out Spider-Man's web.
And if you can't wait to get some new headwear, these Avengers hats are available right now.
These caps are made of some really high-end fabrics here. You have some vinyl here, some high-end embroidery, and then inside we have in the polyester lining some character callouts. We have stores in Chicago, Atlanta, New York, Los Angeles, and coming soon Miami. And if you're not quite near a flagship store, make sure to log on to neweracap.com where you can even customize your own cap.
And right down the street is Tokidoki. Founded in 2003 by creative designer Simone Lienyo, Tokidoki's signature look has achieved cult status and currently features some marvelous hats and apparel.
So Tokidoki's been collaborating with Marvel for the last 2 years. It's one of our best sellers, and I wanted to show you our spring collection. We've got a lot of great shirts with a Tokidoki twist to it. My personal favorite is Star Spangled, which features Captain America. This is our Ironclad shirt featuring Iron Man. We also have some fitted caps, 5950s. And also, if you feel like fighting crime tonight, we got my favorite hoodie here, Captain America, with the wings built in right there. We also have a women's collection for Tokidoki Marvel, featuring characters like Iron Man, Invisible Woman, Thor, even Captain America. So TKDK is our male counterpart to Tokidoki, but edgier. This is our shirt, Venom, and I'm currently wearing my favorite, The Door, which has our iconic tattooed model in a keyhole design. I personally love the Giro d'Italia hat, which I'm currently wearing, with its heavy Italian influences, and a great graphic underneath the bill.
Tokidoki has stores in Los Angeles, Milan, and thousands of boutiques all over the world. But if you're not near one, you can go anytime to tokidoki.it to check out their latest threads. Hey, on the fashion front, I signed up for something today, and this isn't an advertisement. I am friends with the owner of the company, but I'm just saying this because I love it. I wear a lot of 5'4" clothing all the time. People are always asking, what are those shirts, pants, etc. 5'4" launched a new way to shop today for guys. It's called the 5'4" Club. You go over to the site. It takes 60 seconds. You go through, you select the kind of shirts, pants, shoes you like, what kind of style you want, and then for $60 a month, they send you new clothes every month.
Really?
Yeah, and some people are like, well, $60, that might be expensive. If it is, that's totally okay. That's understandable. But you're getting really high quality gear every month sent to you. Yeah, and I asked Dee, I asked if he could do a hookup for our audience. So if you enter ATTACK as the referral code, you get a bunch of free stuff once you sign up as well.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
I wouldn't tell you about it if I didn't use it and like it. I just signed up for it today. The service launched today. I love 5'4",
It's
so I'm
just guy
excited.
stuff?
It's mostly guy stuff, yeah.
I need to get on the bandwagon and do some girl stuff.
I agree. You look
All
good
right.
in my jeans, though.
I do. Still ahead, Grimstar Bitsy Tulloch will be here live.
Oh, am I going to interview him?
I think you are.
Sweet.
Probably.
I think you are. Have you got an appetite for speed? Then rev up your engine with Real Racing 2 HD. This iPad racing sim offers loads of driving action from aggressive elimination runs to head-to-head multiplayer and more than 10 hours of career mode. There are 30 speed machines for drivers to strap into, from iconic muscle cars like the Chevy Camaro to supercars like the McLaren MP4 12C. As you win races, you'll earn credits that will allow you to buy new cars and upgrades like increased speed and handling. Along with tight controls, there are 15 different tracks to tear up, like the narrow turns of Montclair or the high-speed straights of San Arcana. You can also go online to compare your performance with other drivers or post videos of your best laps. So, if you're ready to burn rubber, pick up Real Racing 2 HD for $7 in the iTunes App Store. Please welcome star of NBC's supernatural crime series, Grimm. Bitsy Tulloch is here, everybody. Well, hello, Miss Bitsy.
Hey.
We have been getting to know each other over the last 15 seconds.
Yes.
And let's just get straight to it. You love poop.
I think poop is great. I think it's funny. Poop jokes are funny. Farts are pretty funny.
Farts are very funny. But now, I think you have to be specific now. What types of poop? Are we talking about cartoony poop, like the little soft-serve swirl that the Japanese seem to love?
I'm a lot
They
less,
love that stuff.
I'm less interested in human poop. I think
Agreed.
that like animal poop is kind of funny. And like my dog, when he has interesting poops, I'm like, oh, that's an interesting poop. One of the guys on the show.
Let me stop. Let me just pause that for a second. So, when your dog has interesting poops, does this what would define that? What would make you want to Instagram?
Like, you know, my dog, I have a
poop?
French bulldog. He probably weighs 25, 26 pounds. Every so often, he's just like the biggest turd ever. It's the size of his head. And I'm like, Henry, what the hell?
Well, is he on a steady diet of Alpo and horse growth hormone, or what is he on? Like,
he's on like hypoallergenic because he's a Frenchie, so he has all kinds of allergies, and he's only on that same kind of food. And then every so often, it's just building in him. Anyway.
He's very proud. And you got him because you thought that he would be rotund. You thought he would be a large dog.
I got him because he was the fattest one of the litter, and I love little rotund, fat, chubby anything. And then he's so muscular and doesn't have an ounce of fat on him, which is a little disappointing. Super cute, but like...
Sure. But come on, you expect more from him.
I
You got him for a
I
reason.
really thought he was going to be like round and squat and chubby. And now whenever we see other Frenchies that are like actually chubby, I'm like, why can't you be more like him?
Oh my God. That is
I
so-
don't say
a
that.
single
I just
dog
think
tear
it.
rolls down his cheek. Okay, I'll go eat more. Have you fed him more to plump him up? Have you tried that? Because
I'm
that's
not gonna
there's a
answer
whole
that question.
oh, that's a yes. That's a yes. And there's a
No,
whole internet community of people who are into that.
He free grazes, and he doesn't eat that much. Otherwise, I probably might have tried that at some point.
I love the free grazing. Like
Yeah.
just the notion that it's
Yeah, you just eat whenever he wants.
just food scattered throughout the living room, and whenever he wants it, he goes for it.
No, but he got into a really funny phase recently where he didn't want to eat out of the bowl, but like I was trying to get creative with him, so I made a little like Hansel and Gretel trail of his food up to the bowl, and then he would eat it.
Oh, so he would once he got to the finish line, he would go?
If I made eating like fun for him, then he would eat. But
You need to-
otherwise, he was being a little bit of a pain in
You
the
need to
butt.
tape up inspirational photos of far fatter French bulldogs all around the house and just make sure that he knows that he can go down this road. You need to encourage that.
Yes.
Okay, let's ask about Grimm now because
No what? No more poop?
I'm sure. Well, I know the Grimm fan community blogs have now filled. It's now full of fat French bulldog photos and poop stories. But they probably want to know what's left. We got what 2 episodes left of the
There's
season?
2 episodes left. This Friday we have a Bigfoot episode, which is really cool, and and then the season finale has some really great, amazing cliffhangers, and it's guest starring Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, who's an Oscar nominee, and it's called The Woman in Black. And I have a tendency to just want to tell everybody everything that
So go
happens
for it. Let's
because
hear
I
it.
get excited about
Yeah.
the show. I've been
What's
like,
the Woman in Black? What's her deal? Why is she there?
Say.
Is she dressed in
really,
black?
really good,
Is she
though.
shrouded in secrecy? Is she evil?
All
is she
of those,
good?
everything and more.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. And then you guys are going back to film early in Portland, right?
Super early. We technically would have about 3 months off for hiatus, but we have about a month off because NBC wants to premiere season 2 early, like right around the Olympics or right after the Olympics. So I go back we go back in a couple weeks to start filming.
And when I hear Portland now, I, with my narrow-minded focus and pure ignorance, think just Portlandia. That's all I see are tambourines and people on unicycles juggling fire. Is that the case?
There's definitely an element of truth to that. Fred Armisen is my next-door neighbor in my building
really?
in Portland. Yes,
Come on.
and it's so funny because I had no idea. I was just like, this is a cool part of town. And then Timothy Hutton and Christian Kane live in my building from Leverage. David Gentoli and Reggie Lee from my show live in the building. And then the other 3 guys on my show are all within like 3 blocks. But there's a funny... Speaking of Portlandia, my Pilates instructor, she had a really funny story. She was at some like co-ed naked spa, steam room spa or something.
Of course she
and
was.
she faints, and she's butt naked, and she faints. She's gonna love that I'm telling this story, by the way. So she
Well, give out her
faints.
name and address just so we can look her up on Yelp too. Make sure we know.
Her name's Ashley.
Don't actually give out her name. Don't actually give out her name.
So anyway,
faints.
she faints. She's naked, and she wakes up, like comes to, and she said there were 5 people around her, and all of them were like, Ashley, just breathe through it. And then there was another one that was like, I'm in medical school, don't move. And another one was like doing weird healing stuff, and she's just like butt naked. They're all naked, and they're all like practicing.
Oh my God.
And so
Only
she
in
was
Portland
like, you
though
have
would
to
someone
tell.
wave a healing crystal or some sage. In LA, I'd be
Yes.
like, I'm just a big fan. I want to tweet this. Snap, snap.
No, but Portland's great. We love it there. The people there are friendly. It's a very dog-friendly city.
Good. To rotund animals, especially. I hope. Is there a special fat dog park that you can bring yours to?
I did try taking him to a Frenchie meetup group.
Was it like speed dating for bulldogs or?
Kind of. But he doesn't like small dogs. He likes big dogs. So
So there
I
we
was
go.
in heaven, and then he was like,
I love it. You
Yeah.
gotta. I mean, I know you don't get much of a break, but we're glad because that means we get to see Grimm quicker. But please come back next time and bring the dog. We have got to see this masterful dog.
yes.
All right, Bitsy,
Yes.
such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Bitsy Tolek, everybody. You can watch Grimm this Friday night at 9 on NBC, and if you see her dog, give him lots of treats. He needs them. But now over to Candace.
Thanks, Kevin. It's time to attack this booze tech. Show off your love of booze and music with this Marshall Amp fridge. Bearing Jim Marshall's signature logo and facing, along with control knobs that go all the way to 11. It's easy to mistake this hollowed-out amplifier amplifier for the real thing. But with 4.4 cubic feet of space, this baby has plenty of room to keep your favorite brew ice cold. So turn your home bar into a tribute to musical greatness for only $300. Now, while you're waiting for your fridge to arrive, you still need to keep things cold. And nothing is worse than a warm drink, am I right? Oh, well, you can say goodbye to lukewarm swigs when you buy a bottle of West Coast Chill, because this energy drink comes in a revolutionary self-chilling can. I said it. By pressing the button located on the bottom of this can, CO2 gas is released, causing the temperature of the drink to drop 30 degrees in only 3 minutes. That's crazy. While the energy drink is the first product to make use of this self-chilling technology, many beer companies are quickly trying to apply the tech to their own products. But in the meantime, get your chill on this summer for only $3. And finally, this next product should not be taken lightly. I introduce to you the Naga Chili Vodka. Made from its namesake, the infamous Ghost Chili, one sip of this stuff will have you writhing in pain as it's 40 times hotter than Tabasco sauce. Multiple warnings are listed on the product's website, and buyers have to agree to a terms of service that states they are of sober mind and will be held responsible for any potential dangers the product poses. So if you're feeling brave, buy a bottle for about $50, and later in the show, Kevin and I are gonna try to do a shot of this stuff. I don't know how to do this. I might die. But stay tuned. We've got news, including rumors about a major price drop for the new MacBook Air up next.
What happens next?
This girl's about to get kind of crazy in the library. So, what happens next? Does she kick through the wall? Does she fall on her head? Or does she slam into her friend's legs? We'll have the answer after the break.
What happens next?
This girl's about to get kind of crazy in the library. So, what happens next? Does she kick through the wall? Does she fall on her head? Or does she slam into her friend's legs? Shh! There's no failing in the library.
All the news you need to know.
It's Monday, May 7th, and here are your top stories. Apple might try and take on the rise of super cheap netbooks and release an $800 MacBook Air. Woo! The current model starts at $1,000, but according to sources on the supply chain in Taiwan, Apple is looking to drop the price by $200. It's supposedly a move on take on the rise of affordable Ultrabooks and could arrive in stores in the third quarter of this year. Now, while some doubt the rumor, it would be good news for anyone looking to get their hands on a fancy, super thin Apple laptop without having to sell a body part, right? Soon, the FBI may be able to monitor your social media activity without your knowledge. According to CNET, the FBI is looking to amend the Communications Assistance for Law Enforcement Act, so they have backdoor access to snoop on communications on sites like Google, Yahoo, and Facebook. Plus, video on or voice chat services like Skype or Xbox Live. Now, they're looking to gain the same type of permission that allows them to wiretap phones. And so the FBI would still need to obtain a warrant before eavesdropping, but thanks to the good old Patriot Act, we all know how important warrants are. Microsoft is looking into the future with a new Kinect-like system designed for laptops that uses sonar. Called Soundwave, the technology relies on the Doppler effect to detect movements and gestures within the proximity of the computer. Its most basic uses would allow users to browse the web just by moving their hands or setting the laptop screen to lock when you move away and unlock when you return. Can't wait for the day when we reminisce with our grandchildren about the days when us old folks had to actually touch our electronics. And finally, this is my favorite story. Hitler, not known for having been a tame individual, evidently used some rather unorthodox methods to treat his sinuses and gassy tendencies. According to medical records obtained by the U.S. government after the leader's demise, which are now up for auction, he had, quote, uncontrollable flatulence. Additionally, he used cocaine to clear his sinuses and soothe his throat. And wait for it, he injected himself with bull semen to bolster his libido. Well done. How did it? Did it work? I don't know. You'd have to get a Ouija board and ask his companion, Eva Braun, who actually slept in a separate bed for more than one reason, it seems. Hey, guess what? What? You've been fed. Still ahead. Congrats to YouTube Puppet sensations Glove and Boots. We're crowning some new kings of dog comedy when we come back.
The feed is brought to you by the General Automobile Insurance Services. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
You can go ahead and spend your music budget buying flowers for Mom this Mother's Day. We've got some new tunes for you to download completely free of charge. First up, we've got Damp from Doylestown, Pennsylvania-based rockers Daylight. Daylight have a grungy sound that has been compared to Nirvana, Fugazi, and Stone Temple Pilots. This new track is featured on the band's recent EP, The Difference in Good and Bad Dreams, and gives us a taste of what to expect from their full-length release due later this year. Next up, help yourself to the track Fire Breather from the hard-hitting pop-punk band Day Trader. This group features former members of Crime and Stereo and Divider, and their infectious new album 12 Years is currently streaming in its entirety at Rise Records' YouTube page. Finally, chill out to the sounds of artists to you, so what are you waiting for? Head on over to G4TV.com and grab some free beats.
Tomorrow on Attack of the Show.
From the Zooey Deschanel comedy New Girl, actor Jake Johnson joins us live. Then Chris Gore rates Tim and Eric's billion-dollar movie and the horror flick Mother's Day in DV Doomsday. And we take a look at blood, sex, and pop culture from the controversial career of photographer Tyler Shields.
It's Attack of the Show tomorrow at 7.
A tray of shots just came in the background, but we'll get to that in a second. Hey, YouTube. You guys familiar? You ever heard of that? YouTube? It's on the internet now.
I've heard of it.
And it's not just a place to gawk at the worst, drunkest moments of people's lives.
There are also puppets.
What? What is this? Who are we doing this gag with?
We're talking to Attack of the Show.
What show?
Attack of the Show.
What kind of a name is that? It's either brilliant or kind of stupid.
In just a few short years, Vinny Bova and Damien Eckhart Jacoby have turned their curbside puppet show into a YouTube sensation. Their channel Glove and Boots has earned them a huge following and racked up millions of views. So how did two friends with zero experience in puppetry create the most popular puppet show on the web?
Who says we can't control this internet, suckers?
Vinny and Damien met while living in New York City in the early 2000s. Despite having never puppeteered before, they built their own puppets and started performing on the subway and in Central Park as Mario and Fafa. It wasn't long before the duo realized they had serious potential and created a web series called Mario's Word of the Week.
I created kind of a simple website where we just put content up there just for fun.
This was before YouTube.
The guys decided to pursue a different project while Glove and Boots were still in their infant stage. So Mario and Fafa disappeared from the internet for 4 whole years.
What we were doing for 4 years was we lost our goal. The basic idea was to build a treasure map that existed on the internet. So we buried $10,000, made a series of videos that would lead people to that treasure.
We be a collection of fools.
No one ever found their gold, and it's still buried somewhere in New York City to this very day. But the guys didn't let their failure stop them from finding the viral success they deserved. Glove and Boots would finally return in 2011 with a new format and a few new faces. Vinny and Damien decided their new show should be a parody of video blogs, and it was a hit from the start. Mario and Fafa have mused on topics ranging from zombies to the son of Odin himself. Their Walking Dead mashup was even featured on our very own Around the Net.
Just be safe.
I'm not safe, there's zombies!
Rick, signing off.
Get your finger off the button!
But their big break came when they made 10 Reasons Why We Hate Facebook. The video went viral immediately after being picked up by just about every blog on the internet. It racked up more than 600,000 views in just a few days.
Inherently, it was kind of wanted to be passed around because people were posting it on their Facebook pages.
Because people hate Facebook!
Yeah!
They followed that up with their biggest video to date, Evolution of the Hipster. The video earned 750,000 views and even got the attention of Hollywood. Vin and Damien were approached by the same people behind Bob's Burgers to develop a Glove and Boots TV show.
I believe that when I see it.
But they aren't letting the bright lights blind them just yet. They're more devoted than ever to making their channel one of the best on the web, and critics have taken notice. In addition to recently winning the Shorty for Best Video Blog, Glove and Boots were also nominated for multiple Webbies, including Best Writing and Best Comedy in the long-form category. Despite their success, the guys know the show must evolve before it can make the jump to primetime.
We essentially want to build an ensemble cast of characters. Right. You know, we have an idea for at least 30 plus characters.
Yeah, we're really happy with the characters we've got now, but we do want to add eventually a couple more.
Don't add any more characters.
Just
fine with just us.
We are the kings of Glove and Boots.
With a growing fan base and a unique dedication to their craft, it's easy to see how this witty puppet show has become the toast of YouTube.
So earlier we told you we were going to try a shot of Naga chili vodka. It's go time. There's no other way to do it. Candace said she might crap herself. She's so nervous.
You were supposed to tell everybody that.
Well, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was the line.
I really might.
So cheers. Have you given a nice sniff? Because it's
No,
really, it
no,
can
you're
burn
not
your
supposed to.
sinuses.
You're not supposed to. One.
Oh, you should really walk.
You're not supposed to.
Oh, you just want to shoot it?
Yeah.
No build up, no dramatic. Oh my God. All right, shoot it. 3, 2, 1. Here you go, Travolta. Oh. Now, I'm not going to lie. You're going to want to be on Candace because that's hot. That's. What was that, a graham cracker or a cookie? You don't know? You just grabbed food and jammed it in your mouth? Myra, you want to try a bit?
Yeah, let me get it on this.
That's really hot. That's really hot. Candace is still enjoying how hot that is. Oh, that is just sweet, sweet nectar. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Cheers. Enjoy. Candace, how you feeling? You're starting to well up a little bit.
I don't even like milk.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Right? So, you don't necessarily drink it for the taste.
No.
It's catching up with me.
Holy crap. Oh my God.
100,000 Scovilles in this bottle.
I'm dying.
That's for you. We got you some milk.
Let me just, milk shot.
Let me just wait a bit. Can I give this a 0 out of 5?
You can.
Oh, God.
I want to thank Bitsy Tolek. I feel it burning down the whole esophagus.
Why does it taste so bad now? Holy
Why
crap.
is this a thing people do?
Oh, that got really bad.
Don't drink, kids.
Thanks, Matt.
Don't do it.
Thanks, Candace Bailey. Thanks, Bitsy Tolek.
Ugh.